Let's clear something up right away. Building wealth from zero is not easy, but it is possible. And no, you don't need a rich family, special connections, or perfect timing. What you do need is a realistic plan. Most people stay stuck at zero not because they don't want more, but because every plan they hear feels unrealistic. Too aggressive, too risky, or built for people who already have money. Starting from zero means you're dealing with limited income, rising expenses, and constant pressure. That's real life. Any plan that ignores that will fail. In this video, I'm not going to sell you shortcuts or overnight success stories. I'm going to walk you through a practical way people actually build wealth step by step, starting with nothing and moving forward steadily. No hype, no fantasy, just a plan that works in the real world. Starting from zero means playing defense first. When you start from zero, the first goal is not getting rich. It's not even investing. It's stopping the bleeding. If money keeps leaking every month, nothing you build will last. That means getting control over the basics. Knowing exactly what comes in. Knowing exactly what goes out. Not perfectly, just clearly. This isn't about extreme budgeting. It's about awareness. When you know your numbers, you stop guessing. And once guessing stops, smarter decisions start. Stability comes before growth. This is where most people mess up. They want growth before stability. Side hustles, investing, big moves. But without stability, every setback feels like a disaster. Stability means three things. Bills are covered. No constant panic. Some breathing room. That breathing room is powerful. It gives you the ability to think instead of react. And reaction is what keeps people stuck. Before trying to grow fast, you make sure one unexpected expense doesn't knock you down. You increase income before you invest aggressively. When you're at zero, saving alone won't change your life. Income has to grow. This doesn't mean overnight success. It means intentional improvement, better skills, better roles, better use of time. People often ask, where should I invest? But the better question early on is, how can I earn more reliably? Investing works best when cash flow is healthy. Before that, your best return usually comes from investing in yourself, skills that pay you back month after month. More income gives you options, and options change everything. You build the habit of paying yourself first. Here's a simple but powerful shift. Even if it's small, you save first, not what's left. First, starting from zero doesn't mean starting with zero forever. Saving a small amount consistently builds trust with yourself. And that trust matters more than the amount. This habit trains your brain to treat saving as normal, not optional. Over time, as income grows, the habit scales automatically. Most people wait to feel rich before saving. That day rarely comes. You eliminate high-interest debt strategically. Debt is heavy when you're starting out, especially high-interest debt. You don't panic about it. You don't ignore it either. You make a plan. Eliminating expensive debt frees up future income. That income can then be redirected towards savings and growth instead of interest. Every debt paid off is a quiet raise you give yourself. No boss required. This step alone can completely change momentum. You don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. This is critical. Starting from zero feels slow because it is slow at first. Progress is almost invisible early on. That's normal. Most people quit here, not because they're incapable, but because comparison kills patience. Wealth builds quietly at the beginning. Small wins, small habits, small progress. Then momentum shows up later. If you stay consistent during the boring phase, you win by default, because most people don't. You delay lifestyle upgrades on purpose. This one is uncomfortable, but important. When income starts increasing, lifestyle pressure follows. Better car, better place, better everything. People who build wealth delay upgrades. Not forever, just long enough for money to start working for them. This gap between income and expenses becomes fuel. Fuel for savings, fuel for investing, fuel for freedom. Once lifestyle inflates, it's hard to reverse. That's why this decision matters early. You focus on direction, not speed. Building wealth from zero is not about moving fast. It's about moving correctly. Wrong direction at high speed still takes you nowhere. The realistic plan is simply control cash flow, build stability, increase income, save consistently, avoid bad debt, delay lifestyle inflation. None of this is exciting. All of it works. Progress compounds quietly. And one day, you look back and realize you're no longer at zero. When investing finally starts making sense, once stability is in place and income is growing, investing stops feeling scary. Early on, investing can feel like gambling because money feels scarce. But when the basics are covered, your mindset changes. You're no longer investing out of desperation. You're investing with patience. This is where simple, Boring investments work best. Nothing flashy, nothing complicated. The goal is consistency, not excitement. Small amounts invested regularly matter more than big one-time moves. Compounding doesn't care how impressive the starting number is. It cares about time. Starting late is not a problem. Stopping early is. Why simple always beats complicated? When people start learning about money, they often think complexity equals intelligence. More strategies, more accounts, more moves. In reality, complexity usually hides mistakes. People who build wealth from zero keep things simple. Clear investments, clear rules, clear timelines. They don't need to understand everything. They just need to avoid major errors. Simple plans are easier to follow, and plans that are followed beat perfect plans that aren't. Consistency is the real advantage. How time becomes your biggest ally. Time is the one thing that changes everything. Early on, progress feels slow because most of the work is invisible. Habits are forming. Systems are being built. Confidence is growing quietly. Then momentum kicks in. Savings grow faster. Investments start contributing. Income feels less fragile. Decisions feel calmer. This is why patience matters so much. Wealth doesn't arrive loudly. It builds quietly and shows up later. Most people quit right before this phase. Those who don't separate themselves naturally. Why discipline beats motivation every time? Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is boring and effective. People who build wealth don't feel motivated all the time. They rely on structure instead. Automation, rules, systems that work even when they're tired or distracted. They remove daily decisions from money. That reduces stress and prevents mistakes. The less you rely on willpower, the better your results. The mental shift that changes everything. At some point, something clicks. You stop thinking about money as something you're chasing. You start seeing it as something you're managing. That shift reduces anxiety. It improves patience. It improves decision-making. Money stops feeling emotional. It becomes practical. That's when wealth building becomes sustainable. Why starting from zero can be an advantage. This might surprise you. Starting from zero can actually help you. You don't have bad habits to unlearn. You don't have expensive lifestyles to maintain. You're forced to be intentional from the beginning. People who start with less often learn better money skills, and those skills stay with them for life. Once income increases, those skills multiply results faster than income alone ever could. The long-term picture. Building wealth from zero isn't dramatic. It's gradual. You go from surviving to stable, from stable to comfortable, from comfortable to confident. Each phase builds on the last. There's no single moment where everything changes. It's a series of small decisions made consistently over time. That's the realistic plan. If this video made building wealth feel more realistic and less overwhelming, support it with a like. It helps this kind of practical, no hype financial content reach people who need it. Share it with someone who's starting from zero and feels stuck. And subscribe for more clear, step-by-step money strategies focused on long-term control, not shortcuts.